our esteemed viewers out there. You're welcome once again to Sports Orbit. My name is Afacho Salifu Usman. Is in the studio with me once again. Salifu, welcome to today's edition of the program.
Thank you for welcoming me.
All right, for the Flying Eagles, just like we had previewed yesterday, I'm sure they took to all the advice we gave and did the job on the pitch as eventually they overcame the Young Pharaohs of Egypt 1-0 at the ongoing Under 20 AFCON in Egypt. Well, for the Flying Eagles, with this victory, this is now their first 3 points they have garnered so far in the competition. Recall that in the first match of the tournament against Zambia, they lost 1-0 in that first match, and this match was actually a must win for the Flying Eagles, and they did not disappoint as they came out victorious in that 1-0. It was for the Flying Eagles, and at least wait now, all they need to do is get the job done in the last match against Mozambique, probably come out with a straight victory, and at least passage to the quarterfinal will be all but secured. Salifu, congratulations to the Flying Eagles, to Ladamboso and his boys for being able to record that very, very important victory against the host Egypt right there in front of their fans.
Yeah, it is an exciting move for Nigerians yesterday, and Madam Boso and his technical crew very justified yesterday that yes, the team live up to their pre-tournament tag that they are one of the favorites. And the defeat against the Senegal was a very shocking one. And for them to be able to bounce back with immediately against not against any other team, just a host for that matter, and not just a minor, just a host. And the Egyptian side for that matter, it is a good one for Ladam Bosu to prove that yes, Super Eagles are not just there to
Flying Eagles,
they're not there just to make up of a number, but they clearly show that yes, they are the tournament record holder of the tournament, having won 7 times, and at the same time one of the favorites. And that victory has clearly smoothed their chance and brought their chance of the hope of getting to the hope of picking one of the tickets to the World Cup. Now they have their own destiny in their own hand. All they need now is the last match against the Senegal on Saturday.
Against Mozambique.
Against the Mozambique on Saturday. Get the victory against the Mozambique, and then their home and get to the second round. Already the Senegal is currently topping the group 6 points. Nigeria is second with 3 points, and while Egyptians are having Egyptian have 1 point, and Mozambique also have 1 point. So, but Mozambique Egyptians having a better minus goal difference against Mozambique, but Mozambique suffered a 3-0 defeat to Senegal that have give them a minus 3, while Egypt have -1. So Egypt is third on the group. So by any minus or plus, the Senegal has already progressed to the second round. So Nigeria, if they get the match against the job done against the Mozambique, probably the victory, they will progress. But Egyptians also still have a chance to progress to the second round, giving one of the best losers of the group if they're able to beat Senegal in the last match. And at the same time, even Mozambique also still stand a mathematical relative chance if they get to beat against Nigeria, but God forbid, we don't wish that. Don't wish that. So I think congratulations to that, just as you say.
Well, for Senegal, clearly so far proving that in this group they are the best team in the group. 4 goals, yet to concede any 6 points, and they are home and dry up to the quarterfinal already. And the way it's looking, they might likely make it to the semi-final and pick up one of the tickets for the under 20 World Championship. But for Mozambique, final game against Nigeria, I'm sure having suffered a 3-0 defeat to Senegal yesterday in their last game against the Flying Eagles. Well, on paper we could easily say Flying Eagles should be able to do this, but like they say, football is played on the pitch, and so I think for me, I don't think this is the time for Flying Eagles to begin to celebrate because nothing has been achieved yet.
Yeah,
they just have only 3 points in the bag yet. Nothing has been achieved, so they have to go all out against Mozambique.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing has been achieved yesterday. The victory yesterday just put them on the right track. That they are still happy. They are still on the right process to achieve their aim. If nothing has been achieved, like I rightly say, there's nothing to celebrate yet. So the game against Mozambique, in my own interest and in my view, is still remain a must win for the Young Eagles to get the job done against the Mozambique. And just like you say, if you by every startup, by every thread, by everything you look at it, put it on the paper, you definitely want to put your money and stay with Nigeria to get the victory done against the Mozambique. But football, just like I say, it's not playing on the paper, but on the pitch. Right, sometimes when you think that the team has all it takes to beat the team, a man will just come from nowhere and surprisingly shock you.
Yeah.
But the Senegals, they are not just proving that they are the best team in this group. They have already justified that they are the best team in this tournament.
Very well.
So far,
Yeah.
if you look at the team they have beat so far, beating Nigeria's and beating Nigeria's in
It's
their
not
first
a mean feat at
their
all.
first
Yeah.
tournament clearly show that they have.
Exactly.
It's a statement of intent that they
Yeah.
are there to win that competition.
Yeah.
And just like we see in their like one of the previous editions that they used to go, the Senegals are beginning to show their dominance in African football.
Very well.
Remember, they are currently African champion
Yeah.
at the chan level. They are also the champion. Now we are talking of the next level of the competition, which is the under 20. Now they are dominating.
Yeah.
They are, but to say that they are likely going to be, yes, they have a reason to get to the semi-final, but the distance to the semi-final is still very far.
Of course.
Now
Yeah.
they'll progress to the second round,
Mm.
then the round of 16, then from the round of 16 into the quarterfinal. So we still have a long journey to get to the semi-final.
All right. Flying Eagles will advance to the quarterfinals should they avoid a defeat. Sorry, because
Round
of
of
the
16.
team. Yeah. It'll be round.
Round of 16.
No, because the number of teams in these competitions are not up to 24. I think from the group stage you head to the quarterfinal.
Okay.
Yeah. So the round of 16 is not. Will not. Will not. From here you go straight to the round of 8, which is quarterfinal. So for the Flying Eagles, if they're able to avoid defeat against Mozambique, they should book one of the tickets to the quarterfinal. Now, away from that to another interesting story, which is, former president of the NFF, Alhaji Sani Lulu, and his ex-vice president, Amanze Ochiegulam, have asked the Abuja division of the Federal High Court to issue an order reinstating them in office. In the suit marked FHC ABJ CS 175/2023, they are equally demanding the sum of 1.5 billion naira from the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development as damages for unlawful prosecution. Well, I mean, a whole lot of issues here. Also in the suit are Dr. Patrick Ikeji, former director of the defunct National Sports Commission, the NFF, also as the third and fourth defendants, respectively. Lulu and Ochiebulam prayed the court to declare that the arrest, detention, and prosecution between the federal government of Nigeria versus Alhaji Lulu Abdullahi and 3 others filed on September 30, 2010 by the EFCC, according to them, are the instigation and coercive use of powers by the state by the first and third defendants without reasonable or probable cause amounted to malicious prosecution, and it was unlawful and unconstitutional. So basically, these 2 gentlemen, after how many years? 2010. This is almost how many years ago? Are saying, well, we were, unlawfully prosecuted, were removed from office, apart from, asking for a compensation running into over $1 billion. They are even saying that, look, because you forcibly remove us from office, you must reinstate us back to the positions we held before this. That is president and first vice president. Salifu.
Well, Afa, in the eyes of the law, no any case is stupid.
No, at all, yeah.
So,
At all.
and that is why, no matter how the case is,
No matter how long.
or no matter how you look, in the eyes of the law, it is not about the how long or the distance, or the numbers of years doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that's why, no matter even though you say your wife denied me sex, and you approach a lawyer, the lawyer will say, okay, let's go to court. Because lawyer, they are into the business.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying the Lulu and school doesn't have a case, they have a case. But for me, maybe they asking for a statement. I don't think they're actually asking to reinstate them back to the office, but just to announce that their impeachment was unlawful, and then just to clear their name, so they are illegally impeached from the office. But because the impeachment was done by the board members of the Confederation, not by the ministry, although you can see they were instigated to do so. But
allegedly,
yeah.
Yeah.
They were instigated to do so. But I said that I saw the story somewhere, but I say, look it, let us fly low. Because sometimes in some cases, you don't really want to promote it or to bring it to the forefront. But since it's already here, let's talk about it. Sani Lulu and Ama Yusuf Gulams, there are 4 of them. I wonder why They are just the two of them. Sanu Emergency Plan, Taiwo Ogunjobi, the late Taiwo Ogunjobi, and
Yeah.
Ojo Ojoba,
Mm.
who is the then Secretary General of Nigeria
Yeah.
Football. These are the four people that were prosecuted. But at the end of the day, they were decided and they were decided acquitted. They were proved not guilty, and they were able to. The case went to the Supreme Court, to the appeal court, which they finally defeated the federal EFCC,
Yeah.
and the EFCC have looked and they were decided acquitted, unacquitted. So now, if they have the right to ask for reformment for all everything law,
Yeah.
unlawful prosecution and everything they expect, so they have the right to approach that. They have a right. It's their duty to approach that. It's left for the lawyers to argue before the judges, and if the lawyer are able to convince the judges, then who say they
Exactly.
can reclaim everything they
Mm.
feel they have lost.
Mm. I mean, very well. I quite agree with you, but you know, whatever it was that happened, like you said, for according to them, the board at that time were instigated to bring or trump up charges against them. Well, it's a running matter. Let's see how it goes. The
But
NFF and the
if
ministry
you,
are yet
in
to,
as
yeah.
much as we are not a lawyer and
Mm.
we are not a lawyer and we are not trying to defend anybody here, because if you look at in the eyes of the law, if, the Supreme Court has even pronounced them not guilty of the offense and decided acquitted.
Mm.
So, but because the allegation that is that because the allegation, one of the allegations then by the ministry was that Lulu and his group possess substandard buses for the national team.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Mm.
The Makolokolo board who they were accused that it was
Mm.
substandard. It
Mm.
was what the NFF has still used up to today,
Mm.
13 years after.
So that's to say the bosses were okay.
Very,
Because
very
you're still,
okay. They both they accused them of buying say it's substandard.
Mm.
One of the allegations that one of the accused them that they purchased a substandard boxes for the national team
Mm.
that they put in the court corner, and at the same time even the hotel
Mm.
that was booked for the national team for the South Africa World Cup, they also alleged that this hotel was a substandard hotel.
Yeah.
So these are some of the allegations that they accused them that time. But however, they were able to prove themselves, get to the appeal court, and get themselves prove they are innocent and agree with the judges of the appeal court agree with them. Now they are not clean. But I wonder why, although the case lasted for the court for more than 7 years
Yeah.
before they were able to
Mm.
get them decide and the set free of the case. But now after many years, they have set free. Maybe they have consulted widely and the lawyer will be able to comment that they have a case here,
Exactly.
they can claim billions from
Yeah.
the federal government.
Mm.
Also, but it's left for the lawyers to prove the case before the court,
Mm.
before the judges, and they'll be able to convince the judge who say,
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's still a matter in court. Well, as of now, the NFF and Ministry of Sport is yet to respond, whether by any statement or say whatever. But
even the former minister of Finance, the former minister of Finance, Ibrahim Biu,
yeah,
who was the then minister of sport,
Mm.
is the first, is one of the
Yeah.
second defender.
defendant, yeah.
Patrick Ikeji, who was the DG of the National Sport Commission,
Commission.
is also the defender in the case.
Mm.
But the only person that the only person and then the minister of youth and the sport and the NFL.
Mm.
But the main people who are attending is just the former minister
Yeah, exactly.
and Patrick who allegedly
Mm.
allegedly instigate
Instigated,
the
yeah.
impeachment and the
Mm.
prosecution.
All right, we'll see how that pans out. We'll see, I'm sure, in a new couple of weeks from now, probably the NFF or the sports ministry or one or two persons will definitely respond. There are some other news where World and Commonwealth 100 meters hurdles record holder Toby Amuson says she's honored to be the first Nigerian listed for the Laureus Sports Award. The 25-year-old is among 6 nominees for the 2023 Laureus Breakthrough of the Year award. Amusun via her social media page said that she is elated to score another first for Nigeria months after emerging the first track and field athlete to win a World Outdoor gold medal and the first to set a World Outdoor record. She said, I'm elated to have not been nominated for the prestigious Laureus Award in the Breakthrough of the Year category. I consider it an honor to be the first nominee from Nigeria for this award. Glory be to God alone, she posted on her page. Of course, yesterday we brought you that story. Amosun has been nominated for the prestigious Laureus Award in the Breakthrough of the Year category. And like she's saying, grateful to be, recorded so many firsts the other time, also nominated as Athlete of the Year, but unfortunately she lost that one. Then, for this one too, let's see how it goes. But like we had said severally, even getting the nomination alone, it's already a win because there are over thousands and thousands of hundreds of thousands of athletes in the world, and for you to even have your name mentioned in such this kind of award with other illustrious names, I mean, it's already a victory.
Yeah, just like she's probably admits that
Mm.
getting the nomination alone is already a bit whether he get to win,
You're not.
but the fact that he's the first Nigerian to be
Yeah.
mentioned for that award, she has already got another first.
Mm.
Congratulations to her.
All right, we say congratulations to Toby Amison.
And we wish she had
Mm.
not just been nominated, and wish her at the end of it that she could have placed the award.
Yeah, exactly. It's just that for this one, in for the athlete of the world, they have to do e-voting. But for this, we don't know if voting is restricted to maybe a selected body or it's thrown open. All right, we go on a quick break, and when we come back, we still have a lot to give to you on Sports Orbit. Don't go nowhere.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
All right, welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit. Now, for former Flying Eagles defender, that's Kennedy Chinwo, he says you need a godfather to play in the Super Eagles. He said, having talent is not enough to play in the Super Eagles without having a strong father. I mean, he emphasized not just a godfather, but a strong one at that. He made this a confession in an interview with a sports radio station where he also disclosed his love for coaching. He said it is the dream of every player to play for the Super Eagles. However, playing in the senior national team won't just come easy. You need a godfather to play in the Eagles. But if you don't have, no matter your talent, you won't be able to play. A few of the players who I feel should have been in the Super Eagles, despite their talent, were not given a chance to play in the team. So, severally over the years, we've heard, such stories, not even just from players, from, people who have followed how, the selection process into not even just the Super Eagles. I mean, virtually almost all the national teams of Nigeria, both female and female, how you get into it. Yesterday, I mean, like I said, I was somewhere with some colleagues, and one of them was even telling me of one of the things you can attribute to why Randy Waldrum is not even performing. That he said there are some certain players who deliberately Randy Waldrum simply for whatever reason deliberately ignored, and same for even in the current Flying Eagles team, he gave some names of some players who I wouldn't want to mention who were actually invited, but on the eve of departure had to be dropped. And he said he interviewed some of those players, and the reasons some of those players even gave him were funny. It's like he said, one of them, some who actually grew abroad, said the technical crew said that they are not physical enough to play Nigerian football. Some gave flimsy excuses, and they had to pack their bags and packages and go back to where they are coming from. And yeah, but this is what is in the open. I mean, so I don't think he's saying anything new.
Yeah, After I agree to some extent,
Yeah.
and to some extent, I don't agree.
Mm.
Yes, it's not only open to the Nigerians, even across the world.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get somebody, it may not necessarily is godfather, as is rightly put. Yes, there's always somebody who may have a connection with him. Get okay, this is my player. Get try him if he's good. Or there's nothing wrong. Even you as an alpha or you can also if you know a player who you
Very well.
come from
Yeah,
where
you
you
can
come from,
recommend.
you can recommend for the
Yeah.
coaches. It's left for the coaches to pick the player or not. And at the same time, to say that you need a godfather to play in the Super Eagles, I disagree with him. But yes, I know there are some players who even sometimes, even here we have mentioned their selection for the national team, which you know that somewhere may have influenced their selection to be. But there are some exceptional players that you can never ignore.
I agree.
So you don't tell me that player like Osimhen need the godfather to play in the Super Eagles. There are some players that are naturally gifted. No matter how you try to overlook them, they will definitely come to play. And even the press has also over the years even influence the decision of the coach because press will keep on hammering that you need these players. But yes, to some extent, I say to some extent I agree with him. To some extent, I don't agree because there's some even players that okay, they can also be recommended by that normally say by the press, by the officials of the Nigerian football association say, I mean, this is my player. Use. Well, also there's also some story that also brings several where some players also were also imposed on the coaches. But I'm one of those who also say that except the coach who doesn't know his own and he doesn't know his why. Because I want that like for instance as Flygo were in currently in Egypt. If Flygo got I then after they lost the match against Senegal, before they went to that we went to the front, everybody was looking at Flygo as a team that's already ready to crush anybody that comes their way. But immediately they lost that match against Senegal, there was a staging truce within the country. And if they have lost the second match against Egypt, the hammer and everything would have been under the ambush. So I only believe that if a coach, if I recommend the player, he asks a player to pick the plan, it's left for the coach who knows himself to say, no, I need this the player and this is the one I don't need. And just like we don't, even just like we always bring a example of Chelsea, when the owner, because they have the money, if he can bring anybody want to play without what they really need. So if the coach keeps silent and keep quiet and be allowed the player to be forced on him, so it's left for that coach. To me, I only blame the coach. I don't even blame the people who take this player or this player. Or just like again, of course, to some extent I agree to, but to some extent I don't agree. But to say completely like that, before you play in the Super Eagles, the national team must have a godfather. That is completely zero. But there are some players which to some extent we know are also always enforced, imposed on the national team. It happens everywhere, but that is not the best practice.
Yeah, I mean, completely. You said because I mean, we're in this country some years, but I think those kinds of things in recent times are really reduced to a minimum because I remember some years back, especially during the military regime, especially these things were very rampant where a big man from somewhere, sometimes might be their children or nephew who will come and insist that such a player must, it might not even be the Super Eagles, but one of the team insists that this player be given a trial, even if he's not doing well. Sometimes they just keep on just manage him and like that.
No, to me, okay, I think it's often just like I correctly say, it's often the fault of the coaches.
Yeah.
You as an alpha, even for this man, if you're a governor or you're an official from a building, or if you can say, okay, this guy is playing look at it. Can't you try him?
Yeah.
You have the right to suggest to someone. It's left for coach. I'm not saying take him.
Yeah.
Try him.
But
if the coach, but they fear because of your position and the coach fear because I decided to pick the player because of your position, I think the blame should be on the coach. Even though it's not, it is what the case is now is still very rampant currently. What we are having, even most of the players in the national team are there through one connections or the other being imposed. Even agents, financial inducement is also part of it. But at the same time, even though I can even the last of the 20 team that went to the World Cup, there's one particular player, I don't want to mention name here. There's one particular player who is a son of a big man. He's a security chief, which his player was part of the team. But the player went to the World Cup. If I even play what he's playing, but he's part of the team, the flying team that went for the World Cup. So it's still very rampant and it's still very happy. Even at the current flying good, remember, even though there was a reason that the agent beside the team training come and do that. So the team never have issue statement. Even the NFL that issued the statement, even the officials of the NFL also know, and sometimes also suggesting
very well
tracking the deal with the player. But me, I'm saying it's left for the coach. Because whoever, even for instance, even Ibrahim Gusa as the president of Nigeria football, he don't have the right to impose on any player on any coach. But he can always say, okay, can't you try this player? He didn't say take this player, try this player. If you feel it's good. And if you feel it's not good, convince me why you say it's not good. Exactly. And if you feel it's not good, whoever you are bringing, let that person prove that it's better than this person. Simple.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And we took some tennis news down where top-ranked tennis player Novak Djokovic yesterday said he was close to 100% after battling through a hamstring injury in winning his Australian Open last month. Djokovic appeared light on his feet as he hit balls and moved around the court with apparent ease at his tennis center yesterday at the Serbian capital. Recall that at the Australian Open, he actually practically played that tournament through injury, but somehow stood his ground and emerged victorious and had to go for some treatment. But from what he's saying, he said he's almost back to his best. And don't forget that soon the French Open will be starting, and he should be warming up to see if he can add another Grand Slam to his 22 record Grand Slam title. Yeah,
Yeah, Djokovic is always fit, but even the way he say he played through the Australia, there are some people who doesn't believe him.
Mm.
If you remember, there was a journalist that was also sure he said, the way you are playing, I don't think you are playing through it. When he said that, well, I don't need to form an injury, you are
Exactly.
playing. But no, a lot of people doubted his claim that he had an injury during the Australia, but based on the way he had to stand on the court for 2 hours and play the kind of rugged game. And now here Australia Open is coming again. But thank God I say he's almost getting to his 50%. But whichever way, what we can also wish him to stay fit.
Exactly. And we to some other stories now talking about Champions League. Yesterday we gave you a preview of some UCL matches that were to be played yesterday. It was Porto against Inter in that one, while RB Leipzig were up against Man City. And for Man City, it was a 1-1 draw away to Leipzig, while for Inter Milan, rather 1-0 over Porto. Well, for Man City, we're hoping that they're going to bounce back against Leipzig, but it wasn't to be. Difficult game it was, and it ended 1-1 in that one. Looking like, I don't know, looking
Something
like
shaky.
Man City something, and some people, I've heard some analysts say they had thought that the coming of Haaland will make Man City a team stoppable, but some have said that it looks like the coming of Haaland has actually retrogressed City, because before in the past anybody could score at City. Guardiola played almost 2 seasons without an out-and-out striker, and
Yes,
they're
yes.
getting goals.
Mm.
But with Haaland now,
Yeah,
Haaland has become the
The
focus.
focus, yes.
And some are saying their game has changed, and you can see that this season some games you think Man City will close out, and they end up not winning or playing a draw.
Yeah, these are the tactical analysis.
Yeah.
It's obvious that even as much as we are not a coach, but
Yeah.
there's something we have watched
Exactly.
for something that
Yeah.
also analyze and talk about it. It's tactical analysis because just like you said, like particularly last season, Man City played throughout
Almost
without striker,
anybody could
but
score.
anybody could score from
Yeah.
anywhere,
Yeah.
and they won that. I even score more goals more than
Exactly.
any other club
Yeah.
in the league. And but this season now, although they still have higher numbers of goals compared to any other team, but the focus is now on Haaland.
Yeah.
And once any particular team is able to calm down to
It
click
becomes a problem.
Haaland,
Yeah.
it means that you are afraid that Man City almost useless. Okay, yesterday Mahrez was able to give them goal in the first half. But even before that match, everybody like we predict yesterday, one of those who give the match to Man City already. I say, well, sometimes football upset can also happen. I see that draw is one of the upset because we believe Man City all wanted out at home anyway to clip Leipzig. But and after Mahrez give them the goal, something happened. Either I don't know if I can describe, but Man City dominated the game throughout the first half. But in the second half, the German side had growing confidence and then get the goal and then to get to the score, go a 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
So, but just like you see, the coming of Haaland, the way Haaland started, but if you look at the way Haaland started when he first came in, if you watch his last 5 games, it's not as bad as he started.
Exactly.
It's like people in the Premier League
And
begin to understand him. So
And we said that a lot. We said, look, sometimes you might come.
So
Once they begin to understand how you play, it becomes very difficult.
it's not very difficult. And now the target is the Champions League.
Yeah.
They still have a chance. They are going to play at home. They still have a chance to progress. They see 1-1. They see 1-1. So they still stand a better chance to
But
progress.
you're beginning to struggle against sides like
Against
Leipzig.
Leipzig,
Yeah,
that's where I'm coming to. So yeah, it's strong again. This is just a run of season. You're strong again a team like Leipzig. So what becomes when you get it off against that team, and your target is to win the Champions League, and you probably win Haaland this time. And Haaland was rather Haalandless against Leipzig yesterday.
Yeah. Right before we leave two studios, of course, tonight there will be Europa League matches, and of course, the match everybody's talking about will be United hosting Barcelona at Old Trafford. And for Barcelona coach Xavi, he said, "Look, this will be the best United team that Barcelona will be facing in a long, long time." And recall that first match it was 2-2 draw, but United clearly dominated in most parts of the game. And as Xavi is saying, look, as it stands currently, United are one of the best teams in Europe, and it was going to be an uphill task for Barcelona to defeat United at Old Trafford tonight.
Yeah, it is definitely big for them
Yeah.
to have scored second to 2-2 draw at the Camp Nou. Now you are coming to Old Trafford with the mindset, and I already Zabi, whatever way you describe it, it's a tactical mind game. But he appeared to have given the match to Man U even before the game start. But however, Barcelona, if you watch the Barcelona this season, in as much as you may say they're not too effective in the Europe, but in the domestic scene, they are up there. They are on top of the league, playing well, and if the players click well, I still believe that the game is still 50-50 in as much as he is trying to give the match.
Very well, yeah. I mean, these are two big sides.
Give the match to Red Devil. Who say that the Red Devil cannot fall at home?
All right, some other matches also go down. I mean, some big names here whom you expect to be in the Champions League, but in the Europa League, the likes of Juventus will be up against Nantes of France. It will be Sporting Lisbon against Midtjylland, Monaco, Leverkusen, PSV against Sevilla, Rennes against Shakhtar Donetsk, while Union Berlin, second team in the Bundesliga, actually will be hosting Ajax, while Jose Mourinho's Roma will be at home to Salzburg. Recall that that first match, Salzburg actually won that one 1-0. Yeah, all right. So interesting matches to look forward to tonight, beginning from 6:45. Then other matches come up at 9 p.m. We'll keep an eye on all of that, and tomorrow we'll give you a complete review of all the matches and results of other sporting events as they go down all over the globe. Salifu, thank you for being on today's episode of Sports Orbit.
And at the same time, to round up the legendary commentator, John Most.
Oh, yes, we compliment that. Yeah, exactly.
Passed away earlier
today, yeah.
So rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's what we have on today's package of the program. Tomorrow we'll be back with another exciting edition. Do stay safe out there. 2 more days to the election. Do get your PVC and vote. My name is Afacho, and it's bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.